Well, hello there. Good afternoon or morning, depending on which side of the world you're on. So, continuing from my rant the other day, I had some time to think about some of the things I said, and I was coming to the conclusion that this girl, the chum bug, she's not crazy. She's crazy about me. Believe it or not, there's kind of a difference, kind of. And I like her a lot too, so. I wrote down some notes. I'm thinking, I'm like, I wouldn't have reacted the way I did if I didn't feel something. Which is maybe that's what I keep telling myself. But either way, we're digging each other. And something else I noticed, I think she's testing me in a way. Either that or she knows that I'm a catch. Even though we're not officially together yet, it feels like we are, you know? And I don't think she trusts her friends around me. Smart, but I wouldn't either. And she knows I'm attractive, I guess. She knows they're attractive. Well, like, I don't have any interest in them. I mean, nice to look at, but I just really need to sit down and talk about this because she does something crazy that I might help my customer happen to be female or whatever, and she just shuts down entirely. It's like, you gonna tell me what's going on, or do I have to read your mind? Or not even that. Take a wild guess, I suppose. Thing is, she knows what's up. I basically am her guy already. I've seen her looking my way, and I was on especially the other day. She knows what's up. She knows. She doesn't have to even think about messing with dudes. She knows it because she probably knows that'll piss me off. She even apologized to me the other day. What I said in response was probably kind of dumb, but you know. Then took until now to realize what she was actually apologizing for. I'm a little slow, man, sometimes, but I'm thinking, like, why does she just stay on the front end? I should keep moving to other departments. She wants to keep her gorgeous eyes on me all the time. You know, she wants to be the one to come over to my register to help me out. She likes standing next to me and getting all close and all that. Believe me, I don't mind. She always smells good too, so that ass of hers always pokes out. Like, shit, can't wait to squeeze that ass. You know, I'm thinking yesterday I went to the mall, right? And I think that's the real test of commitment. When we're at the mall, and you got a whole bunch of scatterfish ass walking around. No girls always look good at the mall, so just gotta keep reminding myself that kind of taken, not officially, but getting there. Believe it or not, it's kind of the highlight of my week. All the drama with this chick. It's kind of the stuff I'm trying to avoid as a single dude. But, and that's, I should say previously single, because her mind, not anymore. I think she's been interested in me for a while now, looking back. I think it's all more reason for us to be together. I'm not excluding myself. Dude can be clueless sometimes. I hope if girls are more clear about what they want. Gotcha. Final. Success. I guess a tall neck is supposed to be like a giraffe or something. Like, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Keeping my fingers crossed that another Horizon Zero Dawn is in the works. This game is fantastic. Takes a lot of influence from The Witcher and Skyrim. Combines the best parts of those games, which is the open world aspect, and it makes it its own. It's awesome. So hopefully next time I see her, we can both forget about what I almost did last time. I don't know what I was even thinking. Just like, note to self: do not approach her at customer service unless she's alone. Just gonna make a mental note of that. So do that, I think it'll be all right. And as far as me have other options, kind of do, kind of don't. I'm just gonna focus on her for now. See where this goes. So looking at comicbookmovie.com, apparently there's a first look at Eddie Brock. Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock from the horrible sounding Venom film that should not exist. And I saw the picture on Facebook. He's just wearing a freaking t-shirt. He's not even with the damn symbiote. I'm like, okay, this is what you're gonna sell the movie on? Tom Hardy wearing the freaking t-shirt? Scrolling down, Black Widow standalone film? Really? How old is Scarlett Johansson now? You're gonna give her a film now? Good grief. I mean, don't get me wrong, she can still fill out some tight spandex, but there's no Shield, there's no Hydra. What the hell is she gonna do? Should have done this between Winter Soldier or after Winter Soldier. That was the time to do it. Not now. Are you kidding? I will never see a Black Widow film. It sounds incredibly boring. It's not that interesting on her own. She's a side character. Apparently the Krypton show is still happening. I guarantee one of them make it a full season. Then look at this. 4 months to go until Solo, the biography film. And even more reshoots are on the way. More reshoots. 4 months out. 4 months out. Remember last time I made a video about this. They just fired those comedy directors that they hired. And the film was almost done. And they fired them. They, as in Kathleen Dumbass Kennedy. Fired them. 3 weeks away from finishing the film. Hires this Ron Howard guy. He comes in, and now 4 months away from the actual release, with no advertisement, by the way. No trailers, no official images. Now they're doing reshoots. This film is going to be a disaster. It's going to be a freaking dumpster fire. I thought Rogue Zero was horrible, and it is. And The Last Jedi is even worse. I think the best of the 3, if I had to pick one of these new films, is probably The Reboot Awakens. As much as that one pissed me off too, with how much it rips off the original Star Wars. It might be the best of them. That's kind of sad. Just in these 3, obviously. Because Disney Wars might be its own universe because they don't fit with the rest of the saga. Growing up the way I did with Star Wars, I was kind of satisfied with Episode 3 being the end of the saga. It has a perfect ending. It leads right into the original Star Wars. You don't need another damn prequel. How did they get the Death Star plans? Who cares? Death Star is already being made in Attack of the Clones, for Pete's sake. You're not stopping from being made. And 2, it's in the damn crawl. During a battle, they got the plans. Okay, move on. Made a whole film out of this. And it sucked. Yeah. That's pretty funny, at least to me. Box office: Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle grosses more in North America than Logan and Justice League. Wow. Captain America Civil War concept art reveals that Spider-Man nearly wore Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider outfit. Are you serious? Why would he wear a Ben Reilly suit for? Is that a joke? And Marvel's all over the place with Spider-Man. Like, there's certain things that happen in history that you really can't just throw in to his first film in the Marvel Universe, in the established universe. Having him may find out who he is in the first damn film is kind of ridiculous. Here's an interesting article. Thor star Chris Hemsworth. It says in this headline here. It says Thor star Chris Hemsworth wants to resurrect Hugh Jackman's Wolverine for the MCU. Avengers Infinity War star Chris Hemsworth talks about the impending arrival of the X-Men at Marvel Cinematic Universe and reveals why he wants to see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine join the team. Here it is. During a recent interview, Chris Hemsworth was asked on which Fox characters he'd like Thor to cross paths with. And the first that came to mind was Hugh Jackman's recently deceased Wolverine. It says, I mean Wolverine, just because I love the character, you know what I mean. I just love Hugh Jackman. Unfortunately, he died in the last movie, didn't he? You can bring him back to life now that you've informed me that it's a possibility. I'm going to get on the one phone and try to coax him over or convince him and see if he has one more in him. And I don't think it's going to happen, man. Much as I love to see it, I think a little too late, you know? Jackman isn't a young guy anymore, you know? Did great in the time he was given for Wolverine for like almost 20 years, man. To bring him back now would be kind of dumb, in my opinion. I don't want to see the recast Wolverine, of course, but I'm not really crazy about. You know, I mean, unless it's a multiverse where you see Hugh Jackman Wolverine and he comes over in a Doctor Strange portal or something, but I mean, it could work, I suppose. It's up to Hugh Jackman, of course, but I can't see it happening as much as I want it to happen, especially if he's wearing the gold and black suit. Because yellow and blue would never work. They had a deleted scene in that crappy Japan Wolverine film that when he was on the plane, that Asian chick gave him a suitcase with the damn Wolverine suit in it. But of course, the freaking shitty ass directors didn't want to put him in the damn suit, despite all the fan outcry about it. It's like, are you kidding? One freaking shot of the guy in the suit, would that kill you? Would that kill you? Damn. It's ironic though. X-Men Apocalypse, despite being an average film, like finally gave us, especially me, it only been a long ass time for Cyclops to be in that classic suit in a '90s cartoon, man. Finally gave me that. Finally. Like those awful leather suits in the first couple X-Men films are terrible. Terrible. The least they could have done was have the classic suits in the glass case in the X Mansion. The least they could have done. But come on, man. I know it was a time back then when comic films weren't as popular as they are now, but seriously, there's no excuse now. I mean, like, recasting Wolverine is just as stupid as recasting Han Solo. Can't be done. You spin the character for too long. No one's going to get used to some new guy just like that. It's not going to happen. I mean, like, realistically, if they can bring freaking Chris Evans over from those awful Fantastic Four films to play Captain freaking America, they could have brought Andrew Garfield over. They could get Hugh Jackman if they want to do it. Again, I don't see it happening, but he could do it if he wants. It's his decision. I think he should do whatever, you know. Can't get everything, unfortunately. I just think they waited too long to do this deal. They waited too long. And like the thing with the Marvel Universe, the films, that it's a very stylistic universe, and the Fox films were very much their own thing. So if Wolverine shows up in the MCU, they're going to start doing all that crap they do in the comics, where he disappears or whatever happened. They already get Old Man Logan, so I honestly don't know what other storylines they could do at this point, because it's kind of a toss-up at this point. Again, it's up to Hugh Jackman. So I wanted to see that Great Showman movie, what you call, with the singing and whatever. Looks pretty good. I actually rent it when it comes out. Here's another article. Golden Globe nominee Timothée Chalamet talks playing Nightwing in the DCEU. Really? This film is still happening, I guess. So our problem with making a Nightwing film, oh god, this kid looks horrible. Doesn't look anything like Dick Grayson at all. People really want him to play the character? I don't see it. I don't see it. Here's my problem with having a psychic film. They haven't established anything in the DC films, man. DC films have not established anything. Least of all, Batman in the world. Understand? And the thing about Nightwing is that this character is very, very tricky to do. He's kind of a wisecracker, but he can also be as serious as Batman if the time comes. And I don't know, given the track record of the DC films, no idea if they can pull this off at all. No idea. It's like Man of Steel was fantastic. Batman Superman sucked. Suicide Squad sucked. Justice League stinks. It's horrible. Terrible. Wonder Woman was okay, kind of put me to sleep. Well, I guess a lot of people latched on to that one. Might be the first decent DC film since Man of Steel, at least to me. It was okay. Yeah, some in the comments here. I never really watched the new Marvel Spider-Man cartoon. I saw one episode, and it's really kiddie. It's not for diehard fans like myself, unfortunately. Homecoming, step in the right direction, but I think it missed the mark, at least to me. Again, its biggest problem is that it's too modern. Spider-Man is not really a modernized character. He starts as a kid. He is a kid in the original comics, but they took the Ultimate Comics and tried to make it the main thing. And that's my biggest problem with it. As a film, as a Spider-Man fan myself, I don't like throwing in random diversity unless it makes sense. Someone asked a question in the comics. That girl picking on Spider-Man actually MJ? No, someone said that her name was Michelle Jones or something. She better not be Mary Jane. I made a video on this when she was cast and the possibility of her being Mary Jane. I'm like, you really, Hollywood really can't cast a freaking redhead to play Mary Jane Watson. Is it that hard? Because I really don't want Kirsten Dunst to be the only Mary Jane I've ever seen on screen. Yeah, when Peter's in school, a lot of girls like him, but some of them actually wind up despising him because of he's always in the lab somewhere studying or doing some experiment and never has any time for going on dates, despite having a perfect grade average. At least that's how it is in the original comics. The Ultimate Universe is completely different. I mean, this is their version of Mary Jane, whatever. I have no interest in seeing any more of these films anyway, so. Yeah, usually when girls pick on you, that probably means they're digging you. If they go out of their way to make fun of you, they like it. Take it from me, I know. Been through high school. It's, uh, it's quite an experience. Yeah, you don't believe it now, but believe me. And once you start paying attention to other girls, she'll get mad because you're not giving her attention anymore. It's just how girls are. In high school, they're really shallow, so don't read into it too much. Best thing to do is just move on. Donation button? No. This is all just being done for fun, I'm not in this to make a profit. Thanks for the thought, though. Just something I do in my free time, whenever. Just kind of relaxing, It's other kids these days just can't help getting himself in trouble. And I'm a laid back kind of dude. And, I already have a job, so it's all good. Yeah, I was part time as well. Then, for some reason, crazy supervisors bumped me up to full time. So lucky me, I get to see this chick at the chum bucket all the time, so she can stare at me, just like that girl in Homecoming. So this is gonna be a good year for. It's gonna be a good year for PlayStation games, man. Got God of War next month. Shadow of Colossus next month. Last of Us Part 2 better be this year. Spider-Man game better be this year. That's all. And Detroit Become Human is this December, I think. So it's a long ways away, but at least it's 2018. So those are my goals as of now. Can't wait for Venom. Might pass on that one. Yeah, Detroit Become Human is fantastic. Well, from the gameplay I've seen anyway, it looks awesome. It looks original, and it looks like it has all the right emotions to get you invested in the characters. Yeah, I'm gonna be broke before Christmas even comes. The best part is about being a grown dude. I can get all the stuff I want. Yeah, never played Heavy Rain. I think it's one of those psychological thrillers or something. I'm really into those. Yeah, there's a lot of free games out there, man. Like I just traded in this game called The Order 1866. The shooter aspects are great, but all of a sudden it gets into this weird horror aspect, and it's just, yeah. I don't play games for that kind of stuff, Play games to have fun. The game's not fun, so I got rid of it. Got a lot of store credit though. 17 different endings. Wow. How did they do that? Must be a pretty big file. Well, I'll consider it next time I get some cash. I got myself a PlayStation membership now, so PlayStation Plus, and I got the one where you get to stream the games. Can't remember what it's called. I think it's PlayStation Now or something, but yeah, that's how I get to play Arkham Origins since no one wants to remaster that with the other Arkham games. I guess it doesn't count anymore or something. It's underrated, in my opinion. Hmm. PC, of course. I might have to get myself a PC one of these days. PC has all the best games. Even heard you can even modify Arkham City to play as Robin and Nightwing. And I'm like, why can't I do that in the actual console? WB is just too lazy, I guess, to just give people what they want. Yeah, I got Skyrim mods for Xbox One. It's probably the only reason I got the new Skyrim, or not new. It's the old one, but it's remastered. It's great. If you don't mind game crashes once in a while. Hmm. Yeah, I played Saints Row. It's like I guess it's like Grand Theft Auto, but with superpowers. Kind of. Not really, but YouTube isn't what it used to be, unfortunately. Yeah, I used to do Twitch too. That was kind of fun. I think one of the games I streamed on Twitch was Arkham Knight back when it was coming out. This man was like excited for that one, but unfortunately it stinks. I never thought I'd actually say this, but there's too much Batmobile in the Arkham Knight game. They advertise it way too much. And that's his biggest flaw. Advertise the car, but they don't let people play as any of the sidekicks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all you do the whole game. Just shoot tanks, man. It's ridiculous. This is really the finale of the Arkham series. Like, come on. Should have been all hands on deck. I'll tell you what they should have done. Freaking Court of Owls should have been the main antagonist for Arkham Knight. They should have been the ones to train Jason Todd, spoilers, and give him all of his weapons. Because the Court of Owls have always been in Gotham. This would have been the time to introduce them. Bring the Court of Owls in, have him train Jason, give him the fundings, for all them tanks and all of a sudden he has because he doesn't have any freaking money. I'm kind of hoping they have another Arkham game set in the Origins universe because I want to see Robin. Another problem I had with Arkham Origins, the Mr. Freeze DLC was awesome, but like the other one was kind of dumb. They should have either had Young Robin, Dick Grayson, or Young Joker DLC. They don't have either. What a waste. Maybe because the game didn't sell that well. I don't know. Tell you one thing, I like Arkham Origins more than I like Arkham Knight. It's kind of ironic, at least story wise. Yeah, I don't think they did. No, probably even more tanks in that mode. Well, that's how lazy Warner Brothers is. I'm still waiting for my Superman game. People was crying like, "Oh, Superman's too perfect. You can't make a game about him." It's been done. There's no excuse now. Yeah, I love Arkham Origins. I think it's pretty good. Mr. Freeze DLC is fantastic. That they captured all the emotions that you need from that character in the opening sequence when he's looking at his wife behind that glass. That's all you need to know, understand this guy. That's all you need. My biggest flaw from Arkham Knight for me was not really explaining how Jason was alive after Joker shot him. And Robin's armor is not as strong as Batman's armor, naturally. So, like, how in the world he survived that? Was he thrown into a Lazarus pit? Because, yeah, everything he does is for his wife. That's what Mr. Freeze does. And they captured that perfectly. I never saw Mr. Freeze as an actual villain. I saw him as a victim of science. He's a victim. None of what happened is actually his fault. But he does blame himself occasionally. That's possible. Maybe he faked it. I don't know. The thing is, Joker sent Batman that tape. He never should have believed anything he saw in that video. Batman should know better than to believe anything Joker shows him. Seriously. We saw the tape. Joker shot you. I'm like, did you really believe that? World's greatest detective, everybody. Just like a Batman in the Justice League. Justice League. There's a 1% chance this guy's gonna destroy the world. We gotta take him out. There's no reason to investigate anything that happened in Metropolis. There's no reason to talk to Lois Lane to figure out what Superman's actually about. No, no, no. 1% chance I gotta take him out. And then Ben Affleck's Batman has been around for 20 years thinking like this. How does Psychic survive if he's just a moron? Yeah, so whatever.
Are you believe the healer? I had planned to spend the day gazing at the lands of my exile, but you knocked them some
So
I came from the tent city there. There's a sick girl. Her brother told me about you.
the answer is no.
What?
No, I can't spare the medicine. My resources are already spread thin.
What's stopping me from just making you do it?
I'd have to cause a situation. And you wouldn't harm the only healer disgraced enough to work for the Shadow Carja, would you?
Well, we've only just met, but yes, it's tempting.
Take it up with the Citadel. They decide who lives and dies. Nothing you can do would.
Why won't you help?
Well, look at it from my perspective. What meager goods I can get must be smuggled in. That's expensive. The behemoth's share goes to the military. Of course, there are the demands of the Citadel. Helis' kestrels are so prone to sticky enemies. What's left, that's for the nobles, who can pay well for my services.
Look at it from my perspective. A little girl is sick.
I think we're calling to each other across an ideological.
You're kind of an ass healer.
There's no cure for conscience. And yet, if you feel so strongly about this one girl, perhaps we can make a deal.
That's not how charity works.
It is how deals work. You've settled my debt.
Those parts aren't exactly easy to come by.
As it happens, a thunderjaw prowls the Valley of Omens, north and west of here. I know it well because they expect me to put its victims back together. Runaways, mostly.
If I do this,
No, I'm not expecting you to do it at all, but I'll be heading back to the Citadel later.
But anyway, so gotta get this out of the way. Okay, first off, this kid who's gonna try and play solo looks like shit. So obviously, talking about that stupid solo biography film is basically going to feature everything that Solo talks about in the original Star Wars and Empire, from the Kessel Run to how he wins the Falcon, a little bullcrap. I was like, who the hell cares, man? You're gonna have even more characters in Imperial disguise. It's like a thing now, I guess. It says Han Solo Speeder, minifigures Han Solo. Kui Ra, Corellian Hound. Moloch Speeder, minifigures, Moloch, Revolt, Corellian Hounds. Imperial TIE Fighter, minifigures, Minbomb Stormtrooper, Imperial Pilot, Han Solo, Imperial Disguise. Again. You know why I'm doing it? Because it's familiar. No, I didn't film any of that. But I have a mini Arkham series called Arkham Tuesday. Arkham Tuesday on my channel. You want to check it out. I'm not doing it anymore because there's no more Arkham games, but yeah. I think The Last Jedi was awesome. Not a fan of The Last Jedi, but to each their own. Death Star Trooper. Really? Really? No. They're gonna throw even more shit about the damn Death Star in this. Jesus. This is my problem with these stupid spin-offs, man. All they're doing is all this unnecessary fan service. You gotta remind everybody what comes afterwards. Like, who the hell cares? Just tell your damn story. This is why I should be going to the Old Republic. Old Republic. Establish your foundation for this universe. What were the Sith and Jedi like in the past? You know, establish that conflict with the Sith and Jedi because apparently there's no war anymore. Luke is gone. Kylo Ren's really the new villain. Heaven help us all. Like, I have even less interest in seeing Solo. Just don't care. Just don't care. It was always a terrible idea, and it's gonna bite him in the ass one of these days. If it hasn't already. I mean, they're doing more reshoots 4 months out. No trailers. There's barely been any official images. I think there's maybe one poster, but 4 months out, doing more reshoots. 4 months out. Unbelievable. Oh, Kylo Ren. Yeah, he's a Darth Titus ripoff. Have you seen the Legend novels? I grew up with the Expanding Universe material. So Legacy of the Force was one of my first Star Wars books series I read. And Jason happens to be my favorite in that series. So as soon as I saw this guy with the mask in the first Force Awakens trailer, I knew exactly who he was. I'm like, oh, it's Jason. They call him Ben, but it's a definite you as well. We're gonna call him Ben. It's gonna be so creative. Like, no, that's Ben Skywalker from the EU. Sorry. If he just sent Jason, I would have been on board with him being a villain, but he's a ripoff. And I thought Rey was gonna be Jaina. So I'm like, oh, they're doing the expanded universe stuff. Cool. Nope. Rey's as far from Jaina Solo as you can possibly get. It's unfortunate, but it's true. I really want to like that Carol. But she's really not a good character to me. To me. Other people like her, it's fine. But I'm not a fan. I knew exactly who he was. I'm like, is that Jason Solo? And go figure, he happens to be related to Han Solo. So I was like, yep, that's Jason. See, now I get the feeling that they got rid of the EU so they can basically rip it off, do it in their own way. So because they want people to know they're creative, even though they're just ripping off stuff from the past. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing. Yeah. I don't want to say I started laughing when he was throwing his temper tantrums, but it's pretty funny. Because when you think about Jason Solo from the EU, he was very calm and collected, almost like his grandfather. He doesn't really throw tantrums in the EU. If someone takes him off, they find some way to outsmart him, or I think one part in Legacy of the Force, he asked one of his goons, I guess, Imperial followers or whatever, to disable someone's ship, their hyperdrive, so they get lost in space. That's how he handles stuff sometimes. I mean, eventually he goes to try and corrupt Ben Skywalker to the dark side, but then Luke shows up and whoops his ass. So this is how I remember it. I've been collecting a lot of those audio books, so very much still rooted in the EU. I'm not leaning too heavily towards the Disney universe because it's just weird. I'm too invested in the EU to really care what Disney does. Nothing they've done has really impressed me, and Solo is going to be a disaster. So, calling it now, it's going to be a disaster. You need to do more reshoots 4 months out with no trailers, barely any images, no official synopsis, nothing. You're in trouble. Doesn't matter who's making the film. Because no one's heard about this kind of stuff with the prequels. Because George Lucas was involved, George Lucas knew what to do. Because he'd been a producer on all the damn films. Until now. And if I was in charge of Lucasfilm, I would have George Lucas as an executive producer, and that Dave Filoni guy would be the president of Lucasfilm. Not this Kennedy chick. She is going to be the downfall of the series. It's going to be the downfall of the series. Her freaking feminism movement is just, it's already destroying Star Wars. I mean, look at overseas in China. Looks like The Last Jedi pretty much bombed over there. They're not fans of the film. Everybody has their own views, of course, but I'm just saying in general. That's what I heard. Didn't do too well at the box office over there. That's on Disney. It's not my problem. All right, man. I'll see you. I'm about ready to end this chat anyway, or this video. See ya. So yeah, this was kind of fun. I'm going to start doing videos earlier in the day. But yeah, so I think that does it for this episode of Peter's Diary. And see you next time.